Okay, I think we can go ahead and get started.
Okay.
So, hello everybody. Thank you guys for coming to today's session, a guide to New York City SBS session. I first want to say thank you all for taking the time out of your day to attend. I do realize we all have relatively busy lives, but we at Urban Upbound are undoubtedly committed to offering you guys a network of support wherever it is needed. My name is Malik. I am part of Upbound's Business Innovation Services. And I'm excited to finally put a face to some of the individuals I've been talking to, the local businesses that we've been in contact with. For those who don't know, over the last few months, our organization has been connecting with businesses throughout Queensbridge, Long Island City, and Astoria to access, our collective needs and to see how we may be able to serve you guys. And together we've delivered personal protective equipment, referred many Queens entrepreneurs to other services such as our Workers Cooperative Program, and directed over 60 businesses to services available through our strategic partnerships. Therefore, it brings me great joy to introduce a few individuals that had made a tremendous impact on this. We have Tamina, who's our Urban Upbound's Worker Cooperative Program and Business Innovation Services Manager. We also have Regan, who is a project manager for New York City Small Business Services. And lastly, we also have Eric, who conducts business outreach on the behalf of New York City Small Business Services. Everyone that I have mentioned has been a wonderful resource in this whole journey. And at the end of the session, we hope we should likely have a Q&A for everybody to ask whatever questions they need to ask. And please definitely take advantage of this. As I mentioned before, by the end of the session, we hope that you walk away with a new network of supporters and a new understanding of how to use New York State resources to your advantage. I don't know if Tamina, would you like to say anything about the Worker Co-op program to begin?
Just a few words. Thanks, Malik, for the intro. So the Worker Cooperative Program at Urban Upbound was founded in 2017 as a means of creating opportunities for low income and public housing residents to have a means of ownership and access to generational wealth building. What we do is we bring groups of folks together to incubate worker-owned businesses where profit sharing is equitably managed and everybody has a say in decision making. To date, we have incubated five co-ops across a variety of industries: pet care, cleaning, construction industry training, and security services. So we are very excited to be able to expand our knowledge and know-how and services to brick and mortar and retail businesses in Queens that are suffering from the fallout of the COVID-19 lockdown. And we'll continue to bring resources to the businesses we've connected through the Strategic Impact Grant. And I will turn it back to Malik. Thank you.
And I think Regan would also like to speak a little bit about that grant. She can't stay for the entire session, but if you also have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and I can direct those to Regan and we can best help everybody. But Regan, did you want to speak a little bit on that grant a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Malik. Good evening, everyone. As Malik mentioned, my name is Regan. I'm a project manager on the Neighborhood Development Division here at SBS. And I have helped with the rollout and the management of the Strategic Impact Grant Program, which Urban Upbound was awarded to serve businesses in the Queensbridge area. So in summary, the Strategic Impact Grant Program is awarded to community-based development organizations to provide local COVID-19 recovery support to small businesses in designated high-need target neighborhoods. So the type of support we're aiming to achieve through this program includes business support and retention services, merchant organizing initiatives, and technical assistance as well. So with that said, we're super thrilled to be able to partner with community organizations like Urban Upbound during these super critical times. And we hope that you find this workshop informative and helpful in meeting your business needs. So as Malik mentioned, I do have to hop off here shortly, but I will drop my contact info in the chat. Please feel free to use me as a resource if you have any questions about the Neighborhood Development Division, about the grant program I mentioned, or anything else related to SBS. Thank you so much.
And I'm also going to hand it off to Eric. We do have a presentation. Essentially, we're going to talk about some free resources that are available to all of you, no matter what stage of business that you're in. New York City SBS has been obviously a tremendous resource. And so Eric is going to give you guys a wonderful presentation on everything that is available to you at this moment. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So I need everybody to let me know if they can see it in a second.
Okay, we can see the side panels also. Want to expand the screen a little bit? Perfect. Thank you, Malik. Thanks to everyone. My name is Eric Parker with the Department of Small Business Services. I'm an outreach liaison with SBS. It is my pleasure to be here this evening. Hope everyone is staying safe during these very trying times. My team is responsible for promoting SBS services, particularly the services that fall under our division. For tonight's presentation, I'm going to give a brief overview of SBS services and some of the programs me and my team have been promoting since the COVID shutdown and pre-COVID as well. Can you advance the next slide, please? So today I'll give you an overview of SBS services, followed by a short tutorial of the NYC Business Portal, which is a one-stop resource tool for finding virtually all the services and programs that SBS provides. It's a very navigatable tool to use, so I'm hoping everyone gets a good understanding of the services and programs that we offer and how to navigate to those services and programs. Next slide. So we are the New York City Department of Small Business Services. We are a city agency, not to be confused with the SBA, which is the Small Business Administration, which is a federal agency. During the shutdown, those acronyms were flying around pretty regularly between SBS and SBA, and people sometimes got confused with who we were. So just to clarify, we are the Department of Small Business Services. We help unlock economic potential and create economic security for all New Yorkers by connecting New Yorkers to good jobs, creating stronger businesses, thereby creating thriving neighborhoods throughout the 5 boroughs of New York. We do this by providing services in 3 different areas. We have 3 different divisions that provide services under our agency's jurisdiction. We have the Division of Business Services, which is the division I belong to. We have over 50 services and programs under the DBS division. We have Neighborhood Development Division, which provides support to neighborhood groups, over 75 business improvement districts throughout the 5 boroughs. And then we have our Workforce One centers for job seekers, as well as small businesses that are interested in seeking skilled staff for their businesses. So in those 3 levels, we provide overall assistance to small businesses throughout the 5 boroughs of New York. Next slide. But for today's purposes, I'm just going to talk about the programs that fall under DBS. I'm sorry, go back one, please. Go forward, yes. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. That's good. Okay. Again, we are the Department of Small Business Services. Year-round, we provide services to start-up and operating businesses. We provide a host of business courses, free courses for startup and operating businesses. If you go to our Eventbrite page, you will see the list of courses that SBS is currently offering to startup and operating businesses. We provide legal counsel on 2 levels. We provide a high-level kind of consultation. We have partnerships with legal firms that provide high-level overview of legal aspects to starting a business. For instance, if you are interested in a business structure and not clear on the business structure that your small business needs to apply for, legal assistance can provide you with that assistance. We also have a commercial lease assistance program, which I'll talk about a little later on. We provide financing assistance on a number of different levels. Through our NYC Business Solution Centers, we have partnerships with over 40 micro lenders. Depending on your credit history, business type, our account managers will link you together with a small micro lender to help you start and operate your business. If you're starting and operating a business in New York, you might be eligible for incentives. Through our incentives team, as a small business, you can be eligible for wage tax credits as well as energy cost savings, depending on what kind of business you're operating. If you're hiring staff, if you're renovating a new space, or if you're expanding a business, those could all be triggers to you being eligible for to receive incentives under our energy cost savings program. Navigating government. I've been in city government for over 27 years, and when I first came to city government, navigating through the regulatory process, understanding the licenses and permits necessary in order to operate a business was very daunting. It was almost impossible for businesses to really understand how to navigate that. Happy to say that we have programs available to help businesses start up and operate much sooner through our government navigation services. I'll talk a little bit more about that shortly. In the area of recruitment, I talked about job seekers as well as small businesses in need of staffing. Through our Workforce One centers, we provide staffing to small businesses. You can imagine during this COVID-19 shutdown, lots of small businesses are having difficulty finding staff. Restaurants as well as retail businesses are having a difficult time. So our Workforce One centers are very busy trying to make that placement between those job seekers and those small businesses that need skilled staff for their businesses. Selling to government and MWBE certification. The City of New York spends over $90 billion each year purchasing goods and services from small businesses. If you are a minority or woman-owned business, you may be eligible to sell goods and services to the City of New York. The next slide. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the MWBE program, which is the Minority and Women Business Enterprise Program. During this administration, Mayor de Blasio had a mandate to certify 9,000 additional small businesses under the MWBE certification program. So if you are a woman-owned business or minority, a recognized minority group, you may be eligible to sell goods or services to the City of New York. The only requirement is that you be in business at least 1 year. The owner of the company or the controlling interest of the company, which is 51% at least, needs to be someone of color, someone Black, Hispanic, Asian Indian, Asian Pacific, Native American, or a woman. You are eligible to get certified under the MWBE program if you fall into one of those categories. You must be in business for 1 year. You must have a legal business structure, meaning you must be a corporation, either a S Corp or C Corp, LLC or sole proprietorship. So if you're legally licensed to do business in the City of New York, you are eligible, and a minority, you're eligible to sell goods and services to the City of New York under the MWBE program. Unfortunately, nonprofit organizations do not qualify to get certified as an MWBE. And the majority of your business operations must take place in the City of New York. So you don't necessarily have to reside or have your business located in New York, but you must have the majority of your business operations in the City of New York. Next slide. I talked about government navigation services. We have a really talented team of compliance advisors that provide guidance to businesses that need to understand how to comply with city rules and regulations. Our compliance team are comprised of a group of former inspectors from various city agencies. We brought them on board, trained them across a number of different city rules and regulations so that they could go out and provide free consultations to small businesses. Each year, small businesses spend thousands and thousands of dollars on penalties stemming from violations and summonses. Under the compliance consultation services, we've been able to help alleviate a lot of those unnecessary penalties and fines that businesses incur by not understanding the rules and regulations to comply. If you're a small storefront business in the retail industry, food service establishment industry, or personal care industry, you are eligible to receive a free compliance consultation. Retail businesses meaning general merchandise, clothing stores, food service establishments, restaurants, ice cream shops, bakeries. Personal care industry would include hair salons, nail salons, and dry cleaners. Upon completion of a consultation, you receive some handouts from our compliance advisors. Violation guide, businesses are advised to hang up a violation guide in their place of business as a reminder to some of the more common violations, that businesses tend to get if you're a retail business or food service establishment. So this is a very helpful service to a small business that's just starting out, or a business that's received a certain number of summonses for not being in compliance with city rules and regulations. Next slide, please. Since the pandemic, small businesses were shut down for a period of time. Getting restarted was very difficult for a lot of small businesses. They didn't have the financing, they needed to get relicensed again. A lot of businesses had issues with reopening. The mayor launched the Quick Start program, which is a concierge program to help small businesses restart and operate much quicker. Using our compliance team, the NYC Business Quick Start is a concerted effort between a number of city agencies. We have city agencies like the Buildings Department, Health, Consumer Affairs, Sanitation, Fire Department, to help small businesses get the licensing and get the information that they need in order to reopen safely and within the city's rules and regulations. Most of you know that since the COVID shutdown, the state, the governor enacted a number of executive orders that changed the way we did business in the city of New York. Never before has small businesses been under so much pressure to comply with new rules that were enacted, just for the sake of folks being safe. So the government did enact a number of different rules and regulations that businesses were having a hard time understanding and complying with. So the NYC Quick Start program is a program to help small businesses reopen safely and reopen within the rules and regulations that have been enacted. Next slide, please. Commercial Lease Assistance Program. I talked about the two types of legal assistance that we offer at SBS. One is a free consultation from our legal partners. The next is the Commercial Lease Assistance Program. You can imagine, since the pandemic and the shutdown, small businesses were having a lot of issues with landlords. Landlords were not receiving rent on time, so they were taking legal action against small businesses. The Commercial Lease Assistance Program, which launched in 2016, has never been busier, trying to help negotiate and renegotiate leases between landlords and tenants. Under the Commercial Lease Assistance Program, not only do our legal partners negotiate, they will also represent the small business owner and help them negotiate a fair deal with the landlord. Next slide, please. Like I said, I've been in city government for over 27 years. I've seen New York go through a number of different disasters and emergencies, starting from 9/11 to Hurricane Sandy to now the COVID shutdown. We have a very talented team that responds to business-related emergencies. It is our emergency response unit. Our emergency response unit provides assistance to small businesses that are impacted by any kind of business emergency or disaster. What is a business emergency? A business emergency is any incident, man-made or natural, that disrupts business operations. That includes, but not limited to, business fires, water main breaks, power outages, storms, coastal storms. These kinds of occurrences have caused businesses thousands of dollars in lost revenues by being shut down. Lots of businesses never recovered from some of these emergencies. So our outreach, our ERU team goes out and they investigate the actual incident. They will reach out to the small business owner if they've been shut down for a period of time due to one of these kinds of emergencies, and they provide assistance in the way of helping to expedite reports. If it is a building fire, they'll expedite the fire report for the small business so that they can submit paperwork for the insurance claims. If it's a water main break or any kind of flooding, they will get the reports from DEP or any of the other city agencies or the controller's office in order, again, to help them put in those claims for insurance so that businesses can get up and running as soon as possible. In some cases, businesses are burnt out and they cannot return to this place of business. In those cases, our ERU team can help them find community partners to help them relocate. And of course, financing assistance is always key to a small business recovering from a disaster. So our ERU team is pretty well-rounded team in helping and to responding and helping small businesses to recover after an emergency. Next slide, please. On August 17th, the Mayor of New York enacted the Key to NYC initiative. Due to the increase of the very contagious Delta variant, the Mayor has enacted the Key to NYC initiative, which now requires indoor dining, indoor fitness, and indoor entertainment. Those businesses must now check for vaccinations. If an individual is 12 years or older, the small business must check for vaccinations. This poster, the flyer here on the screen must be posted in every place of business that falls under the Key to NYC initiative. If you scan the QR code on the flyer itself, it will take you to the website where you can get more detailed information on the Key to NYC initiative and how to comply with the rules and regulations under this new initiative. If you are a small business, believe that any patron that comes to your business may be showing you false documents or fraudulent documents, you can call 311, or you can call 833-VAX-SCAM, or email stopvaxfraud@health.nyc.gov. If you believe that someone's been discriminated against, you can reach out to the Human Rights Commission at nyc.gov/human rights or call 311. We are hosting weekly webinars on the Key to NYC initiative. We had over 374 people on last night. We're going to be hosting these workshops every Wednesday at 5 p.m. until we get the word out to all small businesses that fall under the Key to NYC initiative, because enforcement will be starting September 13th, and we don't want small businesses to incur summages of violations due to non-compliance. So please inform your business owners in your district to log on to register for one of these webinars so that they can get their questions answered as to whether they fall under the Key to NYC initiative and how they can comply. Small businesses are required to not just check vaccinations, but they also must have a written plan as to how they're going to check vaccination cards. And that plan must be on site in case an inspector comes by and wants to see it. That will invariably happen once enforcement starts. So again, share this information with small businesses in your district so that they can register and get knowledge about the NYC, the Key to NYC initiative. Next slide, please. Okay, so we're going to go to the NYC Business Portal, which is a one-stop resource tool. I talked about some of the programs and services that SBS offers. Now I'm going to sort of pivot and show you how to access that information by going on to the NYC Business Portal. But first, the next slide, I'm just going to provide our contact information. My contact information and my executive director, Mary Weber. This is our email address. Malik has the PowerPoint deck that he can share out to small businesses. If you need to reach out to us, you can certainly give us send us and shoot us an email. I'll provide my contact information in the chat, as well as some helpful links so that you can reach out to us if you have any questions about any of these services or programs that I talked about tonight. Okay, any questions? I'll take any questions while I share my screen and show you the NYC Business Portal. I'll just stop there for a second, give folks a chance to digest some of the information that I shared with them. Okay.
Yeah, and also if I may say something, for those that are in this meeting now or know somebody that has a business, feel free to contact me as well too, and I can be almost a middleman between SBS and your business as well too. I do have some information and expertise on these services, so in the event that you feel comfortable talking to me, if I talked to you previously and you want to maintain that connection, feel free and send me an email as well too. But Eric is also open.
Sure, thank you. Can I share my screen now? I think you need to stop sharing this screen so I can share mine. Yeah, great. Thank you so much. Any questions before I go forward? Okay, great. Can everyone see my screen? Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Great.
I
Thank you.
only
so
see
much.
half of it.
You only see half of it. Okay. I wonder why that is. I see full screen. You only see half of it. Really?
The top where it
How's it
says
now?
opening or operating a business in NYC, from that half on up.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay. So folks, you are viewing the home screen to the NYC Business Portal, which is a one-stop resource tool for navigating all of the services and programs that I spoke about and more. I advise folks to create an account so that it helps save some of your searches. I'm going to go through the functionality of the NYC Business Portal. I won't be able to get to everything today, but I'm going to get to some of the stuff I spoke about and show you a few other tricks and tips to navigating through the actual NYC Business Portal. On the screen, you'll see different tabs up at the top. The home screens to the left, you see a Start a Business tab, the Operator Business tab, License and Permits tab, the Violations tab, and Dashboard. Starting from the left, if you are a startup business or a business relocating to a new location, the step-by-step tool is a very helpful tool for businesses that are just starting or relocating. The step-by-step tool will take you through a number of questions about your business type. And based on your answers, it'll give you a customized list of what's required. I'm just going to sign in here. Okay, I created an account, so my scenarios are saved. For training purposes, I'd like to show you this view. The step-by-step tool, again, it takes you through a series of questions about your business type. I'm going to click on this button here that says Start a New Scenario. Under the Start a New Scenario, basically, it'll ask you 20 to 25 questions. As you advance through different aspects of your business, these little chevrons here at the top of the screen are going to highlight as you progress. It's going to ask you about the business sector. It's going to ask you about your structure. It's going to ask about the place. It's going to ask you about the people that you're going to hire. And it's going to ask you about the actual product that you're selling. Finally, it'll give you the results based on the answers to the questions that they pose to you. I have some saved scenarios here because it does takes about 15 minutes to answer those questions. And just in the interest of time, I have some saved scenarios here. So I'm just going to click on this top one that says unisex hair and nails. I did a step-by-step run through for a hair and nail retail business, a hair and nail shop. And basically what comes out is a list of requirements if I were to open a hair and nail salon. Okay, these are all the licenses and permits that are needed based on the answers I gave. If you go back up to the top, each one of these sections gives you the type of license or permit that you need. It'll give you the actual entity that requires it, whether it be a state, city, or federal license. If you click on more information, it'll give you more details on the actual license or permit. And in some cases, it'll actually allow you to apply right on the actual portal itself. I just wanted to show you that at the beginning. I know you serve only operating businesses, so I just wanted to show you this tool at the beginning, just so for businesses that are moving into your neighborhood for the first time, they need to get a list of requirements. There's also the quick guide. The quick guide tool works the same way, except that it gives you a general customized list. And the drop down will just give you some basic business sectors, food manufacturer. If you click on that, it'll give you some of the general requirements to a food manufacturer. Now, of course, this is different from the actual step-by-step tool because this gives you only general information. As we know, in New York City, different locations, different licenses may be needed based on where you're opening your business. So this quick guide is only a quick reference guide to give you a basic idea of what you would need. Okay, so I'm going to move forward now. Under the Operator Business tab.
Oh, 1 second. I think somebody has a question.
Yeah, I think
Ciara?
Sure.
Go ahead, Ciara.
Yeah, I was gonna ask for like the all of the hair and
understand New York visitor here. Like what kind of license do you need for that?
I'm sorry, I really couldn't hear. Can someone repeat?
Yes, to do like hair online, to sell hair online. What kind of license will I need for that?
I'm sorry, one more time, please.
I think she
sound-
said to sell hair online. What kind of license would she need for that?
To
I believe
sell
that was,
hair online?
yeah.
To sell hair online. Okay, so the information that I'm giving right now is for brick and mortar businesses. Online would be something different. I'm going to refer you to at the end of the webinar, I'm going to refer you to our hotline. You can talk to one of our hotline folks. They can give you more specific information. They will refer you to one of our business advocates. Those folks specialize in licenses and permits. This is just a tool for mostly brick and mortar businesses. If you're opening up a retail storefront, most of the licensing that's required. Online businesses are a little different because it's not specifically regulated by location. So for that, I would have to refer you to one of our hotline folks to give you more information on what would be required. Okay, I'm going to provide, I'm going to provide my contact information as well as the hotline number in the chat. If you want to send me an email, I can certainly forward it to someone who can give you a call tomorrow and give you some more details on what you would need. Okay. Thank you for the question.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to go to the business services tab and click on the business services tab. Now, this is virtually where all the services and programs that I spoke about live. I know it was asked of me earlier in the week to talk about the SBS Connect. So I just want to explain to you what the relationship is between SBS Connect and the Business NYC Business Portal. SBS Connect is simply the method by which you will request services on the NYC Business Portal. I'm going to give you an example. I'm talking about the NYC LMI Storefront Loan Program. Now, the LMI Storefront Loan Program is available to businesses in lower to moderate income neighborhoods. It offers up to $100,000 at 0% if you're a small business. Okay, I would certainly encourage folks who are eligible to apply for the LMI Storefront Loan. The expiration date expanded from August 17th. Now there's no expiration date on it. They're trying to give away this money. So if you're a small business that's been impacted by COVID-19, I would strongly advise you to apply for it. This will give you a description of what the requirements are to the LMI Storefront Loan Program. Again, I said it's up to $100,000. The loan term is 60 months. It's at 0%. Okay. There's a closing fee of $300 only, and that's only if the loan is approved. Okay. Now, if you want to apply for the LMI Storefront Loan Program, you would click here at the bottom to apply now. When you click at the bottom, that takes you to SBS Connect. SBS Connect is simply a tool that you use to request further service if you want to apply for a program on the NYC Business Portal. I have an account created. If you don't have an account, you can go ahead and create an account. Once you log in to SBS Connect, basically it'll ask you a few simple questions about the loan that you're asking about. And basically, once you answer the questions, you can submit the actual form, and then someone will in turn reach out to you. So that's really what SBS Connect is. It's just a method of you getting out to us to make a request for services under, once you request services under the NYC Business Portal, SBS Connect is the vehicle that you use to get someone to contact you and help you. Okay, so that's pretty much what SBS Connect is. Okay, I'm going to go back again. Again, LMI Storefront Loan Program. I believe your neighborhood may be eligible for it. You can check for zip codes. Only specific zip codes are eligible to receive the loan. So certainly anybody interested in applying for the LMI Storefront Loan, check the list of zip codes of eligible neighborhoods to find out whether you were eligible. During the COVID shutdown, lots of businesses didn't know what the rules and regulations were to reopening. On the portal, there's a New York City restaurant resource guide for restaurants reopening. There's also an NYC business reopening guide. And basically during the pandemic shutdown, there were some requirements. There was an executive order passed down by the state that businesses had to have safety plans, businesses had to have social distancing, there had to be PPE had to be used. Now, most of those requirements have been lifted. However, due to the increase of the Delta variant, we are still suggesting that businesses maintain those requirements. Although they're not required to, we would suggest that they do. Okay. I talked about financing assistance before. Again, on this page, you can find information on financing assistance. If you click on the financing button, there's information on the idle loan, which is the SBA loan, which is available. There's also the loans through our business solution centers, the 40 micro lenders that I talked about. So any kind of lending assistance you need, you can get that information here, going to the financing assistance tab. If you click on this black button, it says attend an upcoming webinar. This will take you off the page onto our Eventbrite page to find a webinar on getting financing assistance. I wanted to show you guys where the Eventbrite page was. I talked about business courses that were available to small businesses. Well, this is the Eventbrite page, and you see the list of courses that are now available. There's customized training for small businesses. There's a number of different course offerings for small businesses. I'm trying to find the key to NYC. There's applying for loans and grants, which is also available. There are webinars in various languages. We offer Chinese as well as Spanish. So this is the list of classes and course offerings, and they're usually a 1 hour to 2 hour course. So these are a one-off kind of training course or informational session for small businesses. If you request financing assistance through this portal, again, it will take you to the SBS Connect site, where it'll ask you a few questions. Once you answer those questions and submit, someone will contact you to give you further information on the financing assistance you need. Okay, I'm just going to scroll down a little bit more. Open Storefronts program and Open Restaurants program, which launched after the COVID shutdown, allows small retail businesses who want to place merchandise and sell merchandise from the sidewalk are still eligible to apply for the Open Storefronts program, as long as you meet the requirements, which is you must provide at least 8 feet of clearance to the curbside. If there are obstructions in front of your business, you would not be eligible, unfortunately. So no bus shelters, no tree pits, things like that. Fire hydrants, those would make a small business ineligible. But otherwise, if you provide enough clearance to the curb, you as a small business can use your 5 feet in front of your business in order to sell merchandise. This was all in an effort to help businesses increase sales during the COVID shutdown.
Eric, sorry to interrupt. I believe Sierra has another question about these grants and loans. So Sierra, go ahead.
Sure.
Yes, I have seen where it said grants were also in the same category as says loan. I know loan is known for like paying back, and grants is like not. So I just like wanted to know, how does it have both in the same, like the same description? Like when they mean by grant and then they have loan.
Well, see, so basically, I think they're kind of put together because they're both about financing assistance, right? Some are loans and some are grants. During the beginning of the shutdown, there were lots of grants, but unfortunately, you can guess that grants are on a first come, first served basis. Of course, people are going to apply for grants before they apply for loans. There were lots of grant programs that were available. In fact, we had a grant program at the beginning of the shutdown back in March of 2020. We had a grant program through our agency, which the funds were depleted very quickly. So I would strongly advise folks to stay tuned. You can text COVID to 692-692 to get daily updates on programs. You can certainly reach out to us or call our hotline to find out if any new grants are coming out. So the thing about grants is that folks need to really kind of jump on them as soon as they become available. Loans are usually always available at pretty good competitive rates, 0% at this point. Like I said, the LMI Storefront Loan is a 0% loan. So those that are interested in grants need to really stay in touch and in contact with us to find out when they launch, because they go very quickly.
And Eric, can you repeat that number? I just want to put the number in the chat for everybody.
Oh, you know what? I can do that right now. I'm gonna let's see. You know what? When I stop sharing my screen, I'm gonna put a bunch of stuff in the chat. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a bunch of stuff in the chat as soon as I unshare. Yeah, so where was I? So basically, again, under this business services tab, there are a lot of different programs. Another program that recently launched is the Business Adaptation Playbook. The Business Adaptation Playbook is a series of courses for small businesses. This is not a one-off course, but it's a series of classes that are being offered to businesses to help them sort of navigate the new normal, right? During the shutdown, lots of small businesses were not prepared for an online presence. It left a lot of businesses out in the dark, not being able to really generate revenues because there was a shutdown going on. So the Business Adaptation Playbook has launched to help small businesses sort of recover, as well as help them learn new skills to marketing their business online. Okay. If you click on this button here, you can register for a workshop series as it becomes available. The Business Adaptation Playbook, I would highly recommend those businesses that are having a hard time since the shutdown to definitely apply for a Business Adaptation Playbook program. Going a little further down, again, business courses. I went to that before. The Eventbrite page, which has all of the course offerings that we are offering to small businesses. Going a little further down, regulatory assistance. I talked about Business Quick Start. Those businesses that are interested in understanding the rules and regulations since COVID can certainly go to Quick Start and click again. This gives you a general overview of some of the services that are offered under the Quick Start program. These are the city agencies that our folks can help you navigate if you need licensing or permits through any one of these agencies, whether it be the health and mental hygiene, consumer affairs, any one of the city agencies, even the state liquor authority. If you are a food service establishment or a bar industry and you're having issues with your liquor license, again, again, the Quick Start program can help you with that. Okay. I'll take questions if anyone has any. In the meantime, I'm just navigating through some of the other functionality on this page. Legal assistance, we talked about getting free legal advice, and we talked about commercial lease assistance program. So both of them provide legal advice for small businesses. One is just a high level overview if you're starting a business or if you want to negotiate a contract. The free legal advice will kind of give you a general overview of what to look out for and what to, and how to protect yourself legally. The commercial lease assistance program, again, they will represent you. If you're looking to renegotiate your lease, you can't pay your rent, they will help you to negotiate something with your landlord, a workable deal with your landlord in order to help you stay in your place of business. So I'm going to go back up and just show you some of the other tabs on the portal. The license and permits tab, and most of your folks are in business, but just wanted to show you if a business wanted to get additional licensing, they can use this tab here, which has over 5,000 different license categories. It'll actually give you a specific description of what the license is about and which agency oversees that license. If you just hover over the name there, you'll get more detailed information. Just wanted to show you that. Violations, avoiding violations. I talked about that earlier. If you just want to educate yourself on what some of the more common violations are, there's a ton of information about compliance consultations, about 10 things every business needs to know. That's an actual a guide that's put out by the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection. And so there's really a lot of educational information here for small businesses that educate themselves on how to do business in New York and how to stay compliant. One of my favorite tabs is the dashboard tab. The dashboard tab basically, the NYC Business Portal, it aggregates information from various city agencies, which means we pull data from Department of Buildings, Health, and you can find information here on your actual business license because we pull data from those different city agencies. I'm going to scroll down and show you some information here. This is actual data based on an address, and I use this for training purposes. SBS used to be located at 110 William Street. So I punched in 110 William Street on the navigating address bar, and this is what comes up. This is actual violations that were on businesses located at 110 William Street. I'm just happy to say that they've been resolved since then, which is why I just want to tell you that they've been resolved since then. But this gives you detailed information on resolving a violation or summons. Unfortunately, if you are a small business and you receive a summons or a violation, this helps you sort of navigate This has information on complaints that were lodged against your business. If you're a small business and there are complaints lodged against you that you have to rectify, this actually has information on how to rectify it. It'll give you actual information on violations and summonses that are on your address, on your business address. If you're looking to move to a new location, this is a helpful tool to search to find out whether the commercial space that you may be signing a lease on may have some outstanding summonses or violations that may prevent you from getting the approvals. So the dashboard is a very helpful tool. You can use it in a number of different ways. Okay, and that is pretty much it in a nutshell. I didn't go through everything, but I think you kind of got the idea about what this portal actually does. Okay, I'll take any questions folks have at this time. Let's see, how do I stop sharing now? Malik, anyone have any questions for me?
No, I do not at the moment. Well, maybe I do have one. Do we have how for residents that speak other languages, do we have any services or any capability where we can translate some of these services for others?
Oh, glad you asked me that. I'm sorry. I'm glad you asked me that. Up at the top, you see next to the search bar, you see translate. You click on translate. The drop down here will give you a choice of over 100 different languages. If you choose Polish, it'll translate all the information into Polish language. Okay. So for folks who do speak other languages and have other language needs, the translate tool does help you. Folks who have visual limitations. I personally myself, I have impaired vision, so I have visual, I have blockage in my vision, so I have to use larger fonts and text size. So this is very helpful tool for me as well. I'm trying, okay, hang on a second. Just trying to get back to the English language. Okay, there you go. Again, so you can change the font size as well as the language. And you can change text size here based on your browser. It'll give you instructions on how to change text size.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Awesome. And I also wanted to just mention again, for those that have already been in contact with me, that I've already made touch base with, feel free to use me as a resource as well too. If you wanted to create an SBS account, obviously Eric has shown you guys the benefits of that and the amount of resources. So, but the thing is, just because you have an SBS account doesn't mean you automatically necessarily everything's presented to you. There is still a little bit of digging for information that has to be relevant to your business. So if you do need help with that, finding information that is relevant to your business, because I definitely want to provide everybody information, but I don't want to give you a stack of papers that you are not going to read, that you're probably uninterested in. Feel free to contact me. You can set up an SBS account, and these are all free services. And in addition to, if you have any questions, I can remain in contact with Eric or Regan or anybody from SBS, and we can definitely help you guys out. The whole point is to help you out. And if you know any family members, friends, or anything that could benefit from these services as well, feel free to direct them to us as well.
Okay, so I put some links in the chat. I put the link to the NYC Business Portal. The key to NYC, which is very important for small businesses to comply with the new rules, SBS Connect, as well as our Eventbrite page, and the SBS hotline phone number. Okay, and of course, my contact information.
And with that, I just wanted to ask, does anybody have any more questions? Because we can actually conclude this early. After that, I would probably send you guys a copy of the recording of this so you would be able to refer to the information. I'm sorry, it's getting kind of loud in here. I can send you guys a recording, and I can also send you guys the presentation as well. Or if you want to schedule an in-person meeting, I know that I have already began some things and some programs with some of you guys, we just want to go ahead and finalize some things. But we're going to leave the floor open for the next few minutes to see if anybody has any specific questions.
Hello, I had a question. This is Shanta. I wanted to know if you had like any extensive information to correlate with non-for-profit, and you were also talking about brick and mortar. Is there any special programs for non-for-profit to go into brick and mortar?
Okay, so unfortunately, as small business services, we really don't deal with nonprofit organizations, only for-profit. There are some organizations out there that assist nonprofits, but SBS is not one of them, unfortunately.
And Shanta, we can talk later as well too.
Thank you.
I actually do have an organization that I registered as an LLC. So we kind of work as a for-profit business, but we have community intentions and nonprofit, kind of a nonprofit structure. I think it has to deal with the classification, but there may be ways to work on that. And then I can also refer to Eric in case there's any complications with anything. So we can talk a little extensively at a later time, and we can see where we can go with that.
Okay, I'll hold tight.
Thank you.
Do you actually work with building cooperatives?
Can you repeat that question, please?
Oh, do you work with building cooperative models?
So I'm not sure how extensive SBS goes into that, but Urban Upbound, we do have a worker cooperative program. Tamina is the head of that. Tamina was just in the meeting. I am one of her coordinators. So if you had questions regarding worker cooperative models, I would suggest sending me an email and I can direct you to Tamina.
Okay, thank you. I'll do that.
Mm-hmm. And everybody has my email?
Yes.
Okay. Any more questions, guys?
No, yes, thank you for the information.
Okay, and Sarah, I will also reach out to you again. We do have some work to do. I think that you can benefit from a lot of these services as well too. And I definitely want to see you in the learning station do well. So
Definitely.
Thank you for attending.
No, thank you very much. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Definitely take advantage of, definitely take advantage of the LMI Storefront Loan program while funds last. The government's trying to give away this money. So if you're a small business and you're in a specific zip code, please look into it. We want to see more people take advantage of these programs.
Please.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
I have a question about that LMI Storefront program.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So I'm connected work with a business that's an employee-owned business, and they were trying to access that loan, but because of the structure, they were having trouble with accessing the loan because they're an employee-owned business. So there's like no one like owner who owns the business. Have they done anything to address that issue along with extending the deadline?
I'm not familiar, but what is the structure exactly? I mean, is it a sole proprietorship, or is it? I mean, is it a?
It's an employee. It's an employee trust.
An employee trust.
So it kind of has a bunch of co-owners. Is that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not completely sure, but I think that Eric, would it be okay if just one person put their name on the application for the LMI Storefront Loan?
Let me look at, someone send me an email directly? I want to talk to my people tomorrow to find out. I haven't heard about that one before. So I'm really not clear on the eligibility restrictions on, you know, business structure, but that's a new one for me. So definitely send me an email. Let me forward it to somebody over there who can give me a better answer, and we'll get back to you. Okay.
Okay, I just now put my email in the chat. Is your email in the chat, or it's
Yes,
Eric
it is.
Parker?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Please send me an email.
Yeah.
Send me an email, and I will definitely follow up on that to find out exactly the status and eligibility.
Yeah, because I just sent them word that the deadline, because we thought it was hopeless because the deadline had passed, but since the deadline is now,
There is no
Now
deadline.
there is no deadline now. Now they're going to keep it. They're going to keep the program open until the funds are depleted. So that says to me that they're trying to give away this money. So please tell the business owner or tell the cooperative, the folks, the trust, that they should really try again. If they need assistance navigating through the application process, we have folks that can help them with that as well.
okay. Okay. Okay,
I
good.
really want to see some people get this money, you know?
Yeah, okay, great.
And again, if you know anybody, send them our way.
Okay.
Do we have any more questions?
Oh my God. Oh shit.
Okay.
What was that you pulled out? Right.
So with that, I think we're going to conclude today's meeting. I want to thank Eric, and I will personally thank Regan and Tamina as well. And thank you all for showing up today. I hope you guys are staying cool. Again, just to recap, SBS has tremendous resources that are available to you. I or Eric can serve as a liaison in between to those services. If you need help setting up SBS Connect accounts, if you need a recap of this information, feel free to email one of us. If I don't get back to you within a day or two, give me a call. I'm very comfortable with giving out my personal cell in case you guys need to ring me. We are for the community. We are literally doing the work. We are on the ground. I actually canvass a lot since before summer started. We've been delivering PPE to businesses. We've been helping business come up with, business plans. We've been connecting them to the SBS Connect. We've been referring them to grants. We've been referring them to loans. Keep in mind that the LMI Storefront Loan, Eric, correct me if I'm wrong, is an interest-free loan as well too. So there are certain loans that you do have to pay back, but in the case for this one, you do not necessarily have to add on that interest to that. So that is a benefit, and we are going to continue looking out for resources. I know I already communicate with some of you guys through expert texting, through our text outreach. I will also be sending more opportunities through those text messages. And again, if you have any friends, family, or anybody that can benefit from these services, feel free, even if you don't know the situation, feel free to just send them our way. We definitely want to help the people in our community. So I want to thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Malik. Thank you everyone for showing, inviting me tonight. Stay safe.
Stay healthy.
Stay healthy. Thank you so much. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Okay. Take care, everybody.
Yes, you too. Thank you. Bye-bye.